Good morning and welcome to the AM News here on the AM Show. And our very first story, residents of Santase Apre in the Ashanti region embarked on a protest Monday morning to register their displeasure at the deplorable nature of their roads. Now, they say the poor road network within the community is affecting their daily activities. The irate residents are therefore calling on the government to ensure the contractor on the road returns to site. Love FM's Chrissy Deborah has more in this report.
Death of a driver after last Saturday's downpour. Residents indicate he died shortly at the hospital after crashing into a gully along the stretch. President Akufo-Addo, during his second inaugural speech, assured Ghanaians 2021 will be his second year of rose. However, these residents indicated the promise has not materialized in their community. A resident, Emmanuel Ajako, claims a woman in labor nearly lost her life due to the bad nature of the road.
It is an eyesore. If you look at this state of this Santase Apre road, it is a stretch to the Obwasi. It is a stretch to Nkaria. It is also a stretch to, let's say, Sunyani and its virus. But unfortunately, this road has been left aside. It has become a death trap. Just recently, two cars have fallen into this gutter. The gutter was made by the contractor, Kuvijop, and it has been neglected for the past 8 months. And that has led to that accident that caused just recently. The man who was involved in the accident died just 2 days ago at a Hope Hospital. A pregnant woman also suffered the same thing and had miscarriage because of our road. Drivers are refusing to commute this road because of this poor road network. They are charging us exorbitant prices.
The angry residents mounted blockades during the protest, preventing drivers from using the stretch. This led to a confrontation between them and police officers who visited the area to instill order. Meanwhile, site engineer with Kofi Job Company Limited, Frank Tay, indicated the road construction stalled due to the recent rains.
Yeah, we came here about a month ago to fill the place so that it would be more trouble. But unfortunately, the day we brought the machines, they are even still there. I can take you there and you have a look at it. The very day we came, the following day it rained heavily. Now, when it rains, you can't do your graveling because all the gravel material are wet. And when it happens like that and you place that on the pavement, you are just going to destroy the road, whereby cars, no vehicle can move. But as for this very particular place, as soon as possible, we need to fix it. And hopefully before the close of the week, we are going to fix this place so that this very death trap will not be there anymore.
From the Santase Apre stretch reporting for Joy News, my name is Chrissy Deborah.
Now, the chief of Kuntinanse in the Bosomtwi district of the Ashanti region wants the president to ensure the construction of the Kumasi-Bosomtwi road continues after his visit. Construction of the road had stalled since it was started in 2018, with contractors occasionally returning to site. Berima Amankwa Eduban Ababio attested to the return of the contractor in the past few days. He says unless the necessary action is taken, the road contractors will pack out. Nana Yaojima followed the president on his third day's visit to the Ashanti region.
Nana Akufo-Addo paid a courtesy call on the Asantehene as part of his tour of the Ashanti region.
I'm saying, Kumasi Kwana Sanjuma Kwan, you who saw what brand me breastoda. See here and say, oh, Yamamu. Southern Yama, a war, yeah, 1D, 1F, yeah, airporty, no one be called London, Yaba. Now the other things, one cry delay, Kakraba, who I say, Yahuano, be quiet, bitch me a farmer, I don't know, so there are several projects,
Asantehene believes regular visits to project sites will help the president to accurately update himself on the state of progress.
Sansa baby atiano. Yebeka, dear Danny, catch a war. Now, why would PSA Nakuhuna no who says, and you know Nakuhunia? There being so equal ye no, and my wretched says, I would hear you, my papa so.
Through such visits, appropriate decisions will be taken to the benefit of the government. The Asantehene, however, wants the president to ensure development in the Ashanti region in delivering of its mandate.
Never drew her. Sanjimamo dear, and near me Pia Coso Papa. And Nunti, it was the Atiaka Movia, the Wogidio almost obey Yamai. As a China said, you could to a cajon, a Jana Breno Nancy was here DBA, and Yamimo and Nisa Faculty to Uncle for near for Bitua when you know what you answer. And Zana the Akan watch it. I has idea Uno baby. I could draw no honor or says I did not hold now.
As part of the visit, the president inspected progress of work at the Kumasi airport. The upgrade of the airport to international status is 77% complete and is expected to be completed by August next year. Project consultant Nana Ametepe says the existing airport building would be demolished when the new edifice is completed.
The project constitutes the terminal building, a new terminal building, which is about 12,000 square meters. And then we have the new network, which is coming into here, which is about 4 kilometers, dual carriage road, which will now has been on a traffic model to ensure that the anticipated passenger of 1 million throughput a year can be facilitated through this airport without traffic, both in and out. The current runway is 1.98 kilometers, and we are building 2.3. So the existing control tower height will not allow you to see the furthest extent of the runway. And hence, there was a need to build this one, which also has more sophisticated equipment. And because the whole project includes airside work, which includes the areas where the existing terminal is, we need to migrate the airports from the terminal where it is and bring them here to function. And then that area will be demolished and to allow for the 4-5, all the buildings to be done. So we believe that by come next year, August, this whole entire airport will be functional.
For Joy News, Nana Yauchima, Kumasi.
The National Road Safety Authority has launched investigations into the spate of road crashes on the Konongo-Kumasi stretch of the main Kumasi-Accra Road. Ashanti Regional Director of the authority, Simbiat Wedu, said the upsurge in fatalities on the stretch calls for immediate attention. Her call comes as 13 lives were lost in a gory accident at Ohining Kwanta near Konongo on Sunday night. Ohiming Teria has more for us in this report.
This is the scene of the accident which claimed 13 lives here on Sunday evening. According to police, this particular stretch on the main Kumasi-Accra road is noted for fatal accidents. In the last 1 year, police say they've been called to this scene to manage at least 4 fatal accidents in which human lives have been lost.
The accident scene is littered with fresh pepper, some in bags, mixed with human blood and personal belongings, spilled along the highway. The DAF truck is said to have first hit the rear of an articulated truck before veering off to the lane of an oncoming commercial bus, killing 13 of the 26 passengers on board. DSP Stephen Payeboa is the Konongo Divisional MTTD commander.
This cargo DAF truck was coming from Kumasi towards Accra. So on reaching a spot, he realized that there was a vehicle ahead of him. And in order not to hit the back, he veered to the other lane, the opposite lane, and collided with an oncoming OE bus, which was also coming from Accra towards Kumasi. That caused the overspeeding and the wrongly overtaking caused the accident. In the bus, 26 passengers were on board together with the mate and the driver. So 13 people died on the spot.
9 out of 11 injured victims who were sent to nearby Konongo Odumasi Government Hospital have all been discharged. One of the victims has been referred to the Komfanoche Teaching Hospital. Some surviving victims tell Joy News They were saved by divine intervention and their seat beds.
I was partly dozing, but I wasn't fully asleep. We passed Konongo. All I heard was a sudden crash on the car, and it was as if something was ripping the vehicle off. And the next thing I saw, we had fallen on our side of the vehicle. Apart from the God factor, the seatbelt saved me. I was wearing my seatbelt. Likewise, my colleague.
Till the bus ran into us, but the driver did his best by throwing the bus into the bush.
Konongo Divisional Commander Chief Superintendent Shaibu Abubakar Sadiq say is incensed at what he says is indiscipline among drivers on the road.
This is not a dual carriage, and we expect drivers to drive according to the rules of the road. If you look at where the accident occurred, it's a curve. It's a curve which does not expect a driver to overtake. But here we are, this very driver attempted to overtake, and then this is what we have seen. If this driver had taken his time with a little bit patience, this is an avoidable accident. 13 people have perished. People who are taking care of their families and wives and sisters are no more. Drivers flying on this road from Kumasi to Accra, when you are driving, you see drivers overtaking and facing opposing vehicles coming from the opposite direction, telling those drivers to get down and drive on the shoulders of the road, for them to give them a chance. This is unacceptable.
The National Road Safety Authority is equally concerned with increasing road crashes on the stretch. Ashanti Regional Director Sembiat Reju says the authority has launched investigations into the crashes.
It's terrible. It's worrying that all of a sudden 13 people have lost their lives through somebody's negligence. It's a cause for worry, especially on this stretch where we have been recording lots of crashes. And so we had to calm down and investigate into what went wrong, and then see how best we can put measures in place so that some of these crashes will be reduced going forward. I spoke to the divisional commander at Asante Achim, and he's ever ready for us to collaborate and work together. The only thing we are looking forward to is to get the support of commuters and the motorists.
From Konongo, for Joy News, Ohimentewia reporting.
Sorry for that hitch. This is still the AM News. And the central regional town of British Commander has been thrown into a state of mourning following the drowning of 4 children on Saturday. Now, 6 children went swimming where community leaders say is an unauthorized place. 2 of them who were rescued have been treated and discharged. The Central Regional Police Command has begun investigation into the incident. Regional Police Commander DCOP Kojo Entry Tabi has visited the scene of the accident. Richard Kojo Nyako brings us more in this report.
The children went swimming on Saturday. 4 of them never returned. 2 of them likely were rescued, sent to the hospital, treated and discharged. AJ's son lost his 13-year-old son in Ogbafu in this unfortunate incident. He narrates it happened on their blind side. There was a funeral here. While we were there, we heard that some children had gone to swim and drowned. When we rushed there, I saw my son was part of the dead. Central Regional Police Commander DCOP Kwejo Nchitebi, who visited the scene with his personnel, gave more details about the incident.
4 of them got drowned. Yes, out of the 4, 2 were the bodies of 2 of them were retrieved that very Saturday, and then 1 was retrieved yesterday, washed ashore, and then the last one was also washed ashore today. Just before we came here, they are all students. 1 of them is 20 years. The remaining seems to be under 18 years. 1 is 15, 2 are 12 years, and then 1 is 19. 12 and 13, yes. One is 13, one is 12, one is 15. And then the oldest is 20 years.
He says a lot more education ought to be done on the COVID-19 restrictions to get the people informed.
Although I'm new here, but to my understanding, they have in place this thing, but at times there's some relaxation. If we look at it, if there's some relaxation in that system, then we will ensure that they do what they are supposed to do. They rigorously have to patrol the beaches to prevent such things from happening again. I think there's also the need for education, because according to some of the parents and then the assemblymen, most of these people are illiterate and they don't know anything about some of these measures put in place under the COVID Restriction Act.
And that's it for the AM News this morning, but the AM show continues with Israel Lai and myself. Stay tuned in.